This will be for the con assignment, evaluate function expressions. So here we have an expression or an equation, okay, and we need to find the values for f of -8 and g of 2. So f of -8 is the y value when x equals -8, and g of 2 is the y value when x equals 2. Okay, so we don't have an equation, but we do have the graphs. All right, so we can use those. So let's see. For f of -8, we're looking for the graph of f of x. Okay, and you want to go to x equals -8 on this graph, or first go to x equals -8 on the x-axis. So here's the x-axis. I'm going to go to -8. Okay, and the blue graph is f of x. We just want the y value on that graph. So first, x equals -8. It meets the graph right here. And the y value is right here. Okay, it looks like the graph counts by twos, all right? So if this is -4, -6, this must be -2 right here. So in this case, y equals -2. All right, and then for the other graph, let's see. We want to find g of 2, which is the y value when x equals 2. Okay, the g of x graph is the pink one here. All right, so we're going to go to x equals 2. All right, this is the x-axis, x equals 2. See where it meets the pink graph? Okay, so I'm just going to trace it down here, and it meets it right there. What is the y coordinate of this point? If you go across, it's right here at -4. Okay, this is the y-axis right here. So y equals -4. All right, and we're going to use these numbers in the equation. We're going to substitute them in. So let's see. We have -3 times f of -8, which we said was -2. And that's plus 7 times g of 2. And we said g of 2 was -4. Negative times negative is positive, so 3 times 2 is just 6. And plus 7 times -4, that's going to be a -28. Okay, so 6 minus 28 is going to be a -22. And you just put that in the box. All right. All right, so here's our expression. We need to find f of 7 and g of -1. Okay, so first we have f of 7. So the f graph is this one here, the one in blue. Okay, so f of 7 means x equals 7, and we want to find y. So here is the x-axis. We go to x equals 7. Okay, trace it down to the graph. It meets it right there. And the y coordinate for that point, we have to go to the left. Okay, and we can see if this is 0, this is -1. All right, so y equals -1. All right, now, g of -1. The g graph is this one here in pink. Okay, so G of -1 means x equals -1 and y equals something. Okay, I'm going to go to x equals -1. This is the x-axis. This is 0. This is -1. Okay, trace that up to the graph in pink. It meets it right there. And go to the right. And if this is 2 and this is 0, this must be +1 right here. All right, so y equals 1. All right, so we're just going to use that in the equation. All right, we have 10 times f of 7. And for f of 7, we got -1 plus 9 times g of -1. Okay, for g of -1, we got +1. So 10 times -1 is -10 plus 9 times 1. -10 plus 9 is -1. And that goes in the box.